I've often heard it said that prostitution is the oldest profession known to man. I don't disagree with that in the least. Man's always been a sexual being, and for the most part, since the fall of man, he's been inappropriately pursuing sexual ends. So the prostitution doesn't amaze me in the least. Now, on top of that, there is a spiritual connection that can help us trace the roots in the history of pornography. The idolatry you see in the Old Testament that pops up again and again and again among the peoples around the Israelites was the practice of worshiping an idol, which was often accompanied by temple prostitutes. That is to say, if a man went to the temple to worship an idol, he would have sex with a woman that was there, hired to be there, as part of the temple and the temple worship system. How convenient for sexually charged men to combine worship with going to a temple. Fast forward to Corinth, in modern day Corinth in the New Testament, and you'll find the word porneia. Why is this significant? Well, it's significant because there in Corinth, which was a word that was associated with being Corinthianized or to be sexually immoral, was a temple of the goddess Aphrodite. This is where we get the word aphrodisiac. Aphrodite's temple employed 1,000 temple prostitutes. So when a man from Corinth would go to the temple to worship, he would have sex with those women at the temple. Now, what significance does all of this have? Pornography started with the worship of an object, just like it is today. Depersonalizing, objectifying an object or an image that men worship, that asks nothing of them, connects with them in no way, challenges them in no way, and exists for their pleasure. It is the objectification of a woman, not unlike the worship of an idol, a man-made object. This is where we get the word porneia. And women in Corinth, in that patriarchal, skewed, sexually immoral culture, existed on three levels. A wife was there to tend to the house, a concubine was there to tend to the husband when he felt it was necessary, and the temple prostitute was there when he went to worship. Porneia means to have sex outside the context of marriage. Now, why is this applicable to today? Well, it's applicable because I sit down in my office talking with people who are struggling in their marriage only to find out they came to me to discuss why their marriage is falling apart. When the man, or sometimes the woman, is engaged in pornographic material and, for the most part, giving his mind and his heart to an image other than his wife. Jesus called this adultery. Pornography is a form of adultery. It is the betrayal of one relationship for the sake of another. It is the diminishing of one person in the marriage for the sake of another, and it is making those outside the marriage into a possession for a man's pleasure. Porneia. It existed in ancient civilizations in the Old Testament. It existed in New Testament Corinth, and it exists today, only multiplied, only magnified in the culture we live in today. And if you look close enough with an objective eye, you can see the results it's having in culture. There you have the spiritual roots of pornography.